Hello and thanks for tuning in. I want to create some more content on the site here, so I've decided to do a tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone. I mean, who would tag me? I have 3 videos on the site. But I first saw this video on Peruse Project. Reagan did the tag. I'll include her link down below. The original tag was created by One Book, One Review, who's a really cool booktuber. I've seen a few of her videos. She has a great one about reading fast versus reading slow. So the point of the tag is to talk about big books. So if you read my review on Monday of The Quick by Lauren Owen, you know that despite the fact that it was only 500 pages, the book felt long. It took me the whole month to get through it. It just read very long. So that got me thinking about big books, and I decided to do this tag to look at some of the books on my shelves. So when I saw some of the other people's tags, I thought, oh, I have books longer than that. But I don't really. I was sort of surprised by the lengths of some of these books. So I encourage you to do the tag if you're interested. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you see this and you think, oh, I'm curious about how long some of the books on my shelf are, then definitely do this tag. Originals should be in the description down below. So let's get started. In descending order, the 5 books on my shelf that I have read, which are long. The first one is The Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. It looks really small, doesn't it? But these are the amazing Barnes & Noble classics from back in the day. I wish they still made these. I have so many. I was obsessed with them. They have the gold on the spine. They have this cute little bookmark. So cute. But The Portrait of a Lady comes in at 798 pages. I read this back in February as part of my Anti-Love Month. It's a great book, great classic. Definitely not the traditional romance. It sort of ruined me for romances, and my view on love got totally screwed up, but it's very good, great writing, definitely recommend it. And so the 4th largest book on my shelf is The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. This is the 3rd book in the Gemma Doyle trilogy. While I really liked it, this is another book that just felt long. It felt like there was a lot of information and details. It was a phenomenal series, phenomenal ending. It's historical fantasy, takes place in a boarding school, some diverse characters in here, not necessarily what you expect. Takes place in the Edwardian era in England, so there's a lot of what we want to become versus what people expect of us in a changing society. Plus there's magic. Definitely recommend it. Libba Bray is an incredible writer. So The Sweet Far Thing, 4th largest book on the shelf. Look at that. Okay, so the 3rd largest book on my shelf, a lot of people are showing in their big books tag, and that is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. Obviously the 5th book in the Harry Potter series. Look at that bad boy. Just the paperback. I'm sure a lot of people have the hardcovers, which is a hefty book. But this is probably my 2nd favorite in the series. The Harry Potter series just devour. It's such a good and amazing series. And even though this one is 870 pages, it doesn't feel like it's that long. And now I'm thinking that I forgot to tell you how many pages The Sweet Far Thing is, and that one is 816 pages. So Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 870 pages. Okay, so the 2nd largest book on my shelf is actually an omnibus, but I'm gonna count it because I read the book all in, back to back to back, and that is His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. You may also know this as the Northern Lights trilogy, but it is His Dark Materials to me. And the 3 books in this series are The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. This is a great young adult fantasy series. A lot of different sort of things happen in it. The first one feels very high fantasy. The second book is world within a world. Very cool stuff on it. Yorick Burnison, one of my favorite characters. He's an armored bear. I love the demons in the book, which are like the kids' spirits, and they change shape when they're young and then they solidify, and the main character's Lyra is a really, really good female protagonist. So check out his Dark Materials if you haven't read it. Great young adult fantasy series. And the largest book on my shelf, sorry for the shakiness, I forgot to bring over, but that is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is the third book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. In all fairness, I could just pick all 5 books in the A Song of Ice and Fire series because those are the 5 largest books on my shelf, but that's not really fair, and everyone loves diversity, right? So this is the largest book on my shelf. It weighs in at, counting appendices, so if you've read the series, you know at the very end he lists all the characters. Let's be fair, he has to. There's thousands of them. With appendices comes in at 1,175 pages. Without, it is 1,128 pages. So 1,128 pages of words, pretty small print. This is obviously the mass market paperback, so the hardcover is a hefty volume. So look at all that in all its glory. This is my favorite book in the series, without a doubt. It is the most thrilling,